So, the Michigan church worker who threatened to tow a homeless, disabled woman isn't just cold hearted. Janice is married to a registered child offender, and the internet has uncovered every disturbing detail in less than 48 hours.
Hi guys, welcome back again to another video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to watch my videos. If this is your first time here, my name is Julie. You are welcome to Julie Harrison Reacts. Don't make it your last by subscribing. I came across these videos and people are reacting, most especially the Black Americans that are not having it. What happened to Christianity? What has gone wrong with our churches? Another church, another white church has done the most. These guys turned down an old homeless woman that was begging them that she just want to take a nap on their parking lot. They even threatened that they're going to call cops on her if she did not walk out of that park. This has gotten a lot of people reacting. I'm going to show you guys the reactions coming from people. People are not having it at all. They are crashing out massively on TikTok. But before then, disclaimer, this content does not in any way promote conflict. This is really for educational purposes and of course creating awareness on the recent trends happening on social media. Let's watch these videos.
Pastor threatened a homeless woman, and the internet uncovered something far more horrifying. A disabled homeless woman walked into Second Reformed Church in Kalamazoo simply asking for help after being told she'd be towed for sleeping in her car. Instead of compassion, Pastor Janice looked her in the eyes and said she'd call the police, then started recording her like she was the problem. But when the woman filmed back, the internet did what it does best and uncovered a nightmare. Within hours, online detectives found that Janice is married to a registered child offender, and not for a one-time offense. Public records show multiple charges involving minors under 16 dating back to 2001. These charges only apply if the victim was living with him, biologically related, or under his authority, meaning a student or someone from a church group. And yes, Janice knew. She married him anyway. It gets worse. Janice and her husband allegedly co-own a boutique frequented by local teens. And last year, the church mysteriously scrubbed all staff info from its website, something people now see as a major red flag. A pastor threatening a homeless woman was bad enough, but what the internet uncovered behind her household, that's a scandal no PR statement can bury.
Because this is not what Jesus told you to do to homeless people. You do know that, right?
Are you recording me?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I'm recording you. Oh, I'm removing your car. You don't need to call your car. I plan on it, but I wanted to talk to the face of the person that put this on my car when I'm in a church parking lot just trying to sleep. You can record me. Let's talk about it. Absolutely. I'm a homeless person. I'm disabled. I have MS. Some days it's hard for me to walk. I'm very sick and I don't know what else to do. They put me on disability. I get $943 a month. Where do you think I can find housing with that? I go to housing resources. They won't help me.
Just watched a video of a creator who was parked outside of a church. She's homeless. She has nowhere to go. She was told to leave. We were going to call the cops. The church was going to call the cops on her. She is clearly saying, I don't have anywhere to go. I'm not here to cause any trouble. This is why people don't want to donate to churches.
I've been homeless for 18 months. I don't know what else to do.
This is the reason why I have an issue with people that call themselves Christians. It's absolutely disgusting and deplorable behavior. You see it all over Facebook, all over other social medias, TikTok, you name it. You see people being turned away. There's that trend right now going on where people are calling into churches to see if they would help save your baby and give them baby formula. And they're being turned away and not helped at all. There's so many parts in the Bible that talk about helping your fellow man, helping the homeless, helping the sick, the needy, the disabled. And you see these churches be judgmental and discriminatory and turn people away like this lady. She wasn't asking for food. She wasn't asking for money. She wasn't asking for clothing. She was asking for the use of one parking spot so that she could sleep. She's disabled. She's been homeless for 18 months. And all she wanted to do was sleep. And both of these ladies in this video, if you even want to call them that, because I'm definitely not going to call them Christians, were horrible to this woman. Disgustingly horrible to this woman. I grew up in a small town, and they had, I would say, good 10 churches, plus churches that floated between empty buildings that they rented out. And I have yet to find one that hasn't been extremely judgmental, or people being judgmental. And now I'm not saying it's all the people that are going to these churches, because there's some really good people that I've met. I've met some really good Christians in my life. But to see an entire church be completely judgment-free and to actually walk the life of Christ and actually read their Bible is completely unheard of. This is so disgusting. Do not call yourself a Christian if you are not going to walk as Jesus did, or act as Jesus did, or help people as Jesus did. You don't get to sit there and have the title just because you like the idea.
So a disabled woman in Michigan fell asleep in a church parking lot because after doing some research, you find that it's against the law to park your car overnight anywhere. And you're looking at somebody that less than 3 years ago was homeless and lived in my car. I found really abruptly that you don't just get to park anywhere. The police will harass you all night, make you move. It's disgusting. And when you think that maybe a God-fearing church might help you out and let you get some sleep overnight, you better think again, because churches are not what you think they are anymore. Churches may have been decent 100 years ago, but churches are money laundering operations. Churches are not for you and me. They are for people with money. They are capitalism. The more capital you have, the closer to God you are in a preacher's eye. The more money you give to that pulpit, the more sins you get by with. Know that. You can just buy your way out of anything.
A pastor called the police on a homeless woman who tried to sleep on her car in the parking lot of her church. I'm in shock. We were trying to get over these churches that said no, that they ignite food, baby formula, to the lady who was calling. And now I just read on the news that a pastor, I saw the video, a pastor called the police, even when the lady was telling her, I am homeless. I am not trying to harm. I'm not trying to do anything wrong. I just want to sleep in my car because I have no place to go. You don't understand that anybody could be in that situation. You don't understand how close we could be to that situation. And instead of feeding and helping the poor, you are calling the police. That's like the old times. Imagine calling the Romans. Oh my God.
If you haven't seen the video, there is a video of a woman who has MS. She is homeless and she wanted to sleep somewhere safe in her car, and a church parking lot seems to be pretty safe, at least this church that she chose to sleep in. And the pastor and her secretary are going to call the cops on this woman. Even though this woman came into the church, pleaded with them not to call the cops, that she was sick and she had nowhere to go and she just wanted to sleep. And so, of course, the pastor picked up the phone and called a homeless shelter. And yeah, no, she didn't. No, what she did was do that thing that MAGA and boomers do, where they'll just stand there with a phone, and if you're recording them because they're doing something wrong, then they right away get their cameras out. I don't know what they think that they're recording, catching themselves being assholes. I don't know. But she's standing there, not talking, not counseling, not ministering, and not getting this woman help. And I find it funny that it comes on the heels of what Nikali is doing with the social experiment. And I think more people should try it, do different things. It's not about the baby formula. And I know a lot of good things are coming out of that. People are starting baby food drives or baby formula drives. That's great. And I love to see something good come out of it. I gave to one of the churches because it really touched my soul, touched me. And I suggest that if it touched you as well, give to a church if you can, or donate what you can, provide food, do what you want. I think that is a reminder, especially in this giving season, that there are people who are not doing well and we need to help them. But then there's another side of this, and that is to expose these fake Christians. They get so entrenched in trying to study scripture that they lose their way. I really do think they start off well-meaning and they're brought up. And when we're children, we're read the children's Bible. And when we ask for advice, for some families, scripture is given as the advice. And so you grow up just like being entrenched in scripture. And it just becomes this thing where, oh, well, I'm going to get to heaven because I know the most Bible verses. I honestly believe people think because they can recite the Bible to you, that's what a good Christian is. And it's not. It's about loving your neighbor as you love yourself. So this week has really been a reminder. I hope even a wake-up call to Christians that they're not doing this right.
Did y'all see the video of the lady? She was at the church, right, inside the church. So apparently the lady is homeless. And from the video, you could hear the lady saying she been homeless for 18 months. Why is it a problem that I'm sleeping inside the church parking lot? I don't have anywhere to go. The lady Stetter was recording the lady, and the other lady, you could hear her saying they was going to call the police. So the lady was like, I'm not harming nobody. Like, why is a problem? Like, this is the church. Like, I'm not asking y'all for anything. I'm just asking, can I park my vehicle in the parking lot to sleep? Baby, they recorded the lady from the moment she stood in there and she walked out. And the lady at the end, the lady was like, I hope y'all know I'm recording this and it's going on social media. This won't look good. This won't look good for y'all. Baby, when I tell you that lady have so many reviews, I'm going to clip her page right at the top. That lady had buku reviews. So y'all go to the page, comment, and repost. That's sad. I don't know what's going on, but these churches is being exposed left and right. I don't know, y'all. Y'all let me know in the comments. I'm going to call y'all back later. Bye, y'all.
Oh, you wrong is two left shoes. Both of you. Because I know y'all done seen this pathetic, ungodlike couple in the so-called church that wouldn't give the homeless woman permission to park her car on the parking lot and threaten to call the police. I don't know what God y'all serving, but it ain't the one. Because he know your heart and he know your intentions. And that lady with the phone sitting there looking like a gray-haired California raisin, oh, half of you ain't no good. And God got your phone number. Probably going to be dialing it. And you pick the phone up. Yup. What? Nobody offered this woman no compassion. Sweetheart, come on in here. You need a cup of coffee. You need something to eat. You want us to order you something. You got some gas in your car. You need a little pocket money. How about a blanket for your car? All y'all gonna do is stay here and look at this woman like she is dirt and not even let her have a safe place on the parking lot. Because, well, don't nothing guarantee it's a safe place on the church parking lot. But, lady, you can stay on this parking lot until the Lord comes back. And nobody had better mess with you. And I'll be here to just check up on you at least once a day. Come on in here. You need to wash yourself up. And whatever we able to do for you, we gonna do it. But what we are not going to do is videotape you and threaten to call the police. You've been sitting in church all these years and you ain't matured at all. And shame on you, both of you. And you know they got the name of the congregation, right? Of the church. So The two of y'all have just put the church on the world stage in the worst light possible. Congratulations. Comment.
What happens when a homeless woman needs a safe place to park her car so that she can sleep overnight? She goes to churches thinking that's going to be the safest place for a homeless woman who is disabled to be able to safely park and sleep overnight, except it's not. They leave this on her car saying that they will tow her if she tries to sleep in their parking lot. Goes inside to just explain that she just wanted a safe place to sleep. The woman tearfully explains her situation, how she's living on $900 a month, she is disabled, sometimes it's hard to walk because of her MS. The woman behind the counter threatens to call the cops and tow her vehicle. This woman, who happens to just be in the office when this homeless woman comes in to explain herself, starts recording her when she sees that the homeless woman is recording this interaction. Guys, this isn't a social experiment. This is this woman's real life. Okay, we're not talking about the baby formula social experiment to see what churches are willing to help a mother of a 2-month-old in need. This is a homeless woman who just wants to be able to park in a parking lot, safe and sound, and be able to sleep at night. This church in Michigan threatened her, said they were going to call the cops, tow her, you name it, they were doing. A year after this happened, the homeless woman shares this video, and it is now exposed by internet detectives that the woman recording her is one of the pastors at this church. A woman who preaches about loveness, fairness, and mercy, and talks about loving thy neighbor as yourself, is the woman seen in this video. The woman behind the counter, who I swear, it was almost like she was tearing up with this woman at first, and then all of a sudden started talking about how she was about to call the cops and get her towed. This woman is married to a registered offender. Not only is he a registered offender, his multiple charges all have to do with children under the age of 16. Internet detectives would have never uncovered any of this had this church treated this woman in need as true Christians should have. At the very least, simply allowed her to have one safe night of sleep parked in their parking lot.
So I live in Michigan, southeast Michigan, so opposite side of the state, where that homeless woman in Kalamazoo was basically being harassed by a pastor and people that worked at this church. And come to find out, the video hasn't come out for quite some time, I think just over a year. And this is why you still put out video. It doesn't matter how long it takes, is because you do need to show what is happening. Then on top of it, with the time frame, considered about how long it took her for her to release that video, as soon as she released that video, literally 24 hours, people are starting to find out so much information about the people in this office and even their husbands. So one of the women that was behind the computer, her husband is a registered offender. Yeah, so still release the video if you think that you were being wronged by anyone that you think you're supposed to be being right with. So yeah, that's just my opinion.
I love the last speaker. She said quite a lot of insightful things about church. The thing is that most times we see churches as saviors. Like, we always feel like you can randomly go to church if you're hungry, especially the ones that are quite Christian-like. We listen to our Bibles, we listen to the preachers, pastors, priests, anyone that talks to us on church days and tries to make us believe that we should treat our neighbors as our friends. And so I get it. I get the reasons why we have so many people embrace church anytime they're in need, because they feel like it's only in church that you can get the right help that you want or you desire based on what, let's say, you deserve, based on what that is being preached in the Bible. But unfortunately, the churches we have now are not even like that. They don't even want to give in anything, in as much as people give offering out of their free will from the depths of their heart. They sow seeds, they pay their tithe. But it's like all these churches, most times they embezzle the cash. And there's something I picked from what she said, that because someone goes to church, because someone preaches in the church, does not mean that the person is solid spirituality. Some of them are standing on that pulpit on false spirituality. Some of them don't even know what they are preaching. People have shared so many horrible, degrading, miserable, like mind-blowing stories about how they are treated in the church. And if you listen deeply to everything they said, you could tell that churches are definitely getting it wrong and they need to do better. Imagine an old
She didn't even look at the climate, what the weather looks like. She didn't even look at her age. She didn't even look how she was crying, that she just wanted to park in their slot so she can get a sleep. And she walked her out of the park. She even threatened to call a police on her. She was not causing any nuisance. She does not look like a mentally deranged person. Maybe she's just fighting anybody. She was just so calm, begging her that she needs to sleep. And she turned it down, claiming that she's going to call the police on her, cops on her, if she doesn't leave. What happens to our mind? What there is in the Bible? What happens to the preaching and everything that people have been sharing? What happens to us seeing our neighbors as our friends? What happened to us like preaching spirituality and promoting Christianity? This is very sad. Like listening to her, I teared up. I teared up because if only people would know that a lot of people need help, and if only the churches would start preaching, practicing what they preach. This is very, very wrong in all ramification, in all shades, anyhow you want to put it. Those churches needs to be pulled down. I just love the fact that they've taken down the videos, that are locking up their website. People are calling them out and dealing with them. The comment sections are literally blowing off, and people have so many things to say about these churches. It's very sad, like I said before, and I don't know what is going on with our Christianity today. The churches are messed up right now. Nowhere is no one is willing to help. In as much as that crazy pastor, I'm going to use the word crazy pastor because for him to have come out to say that churches are not obligated to help people. Now, other churches are now listening to him and turning down the request of homeless people just to park. She's not even asking to whether she wants to walk into the church or probably sleep in the church. She just wants to use their parking lot, and you guys turned her down and even threatened to call police on her. That is mind-blowing, and I regret to I don't know what to say right now. My emotions are all over, literally off the roof, and I feel like churches should start doing better. This is very, very wrong in all shades of life. I'm going to end here because I want you guys to tell me what you think in the comments. If this is your first time coming across my face, my name is Julie. You are welcome to Julie Harrison Reacts. Don't make it your last by subscribing. I'm going to see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.